Give you permission to
Okay,
put
you're not
this
identifying
video
yourself. This is no longer a consensual conversation.
onto the internet.
I will take it up with your superiors.
You don't have permission to...
Welcome to the Police Files, where we put misconduct on display, explore police and legal content, protect rights, and demand accountability. This episode is brought to us by Plodding Along. Be sure to check the link below and subscribe to his channel and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Plodding Along is filming outside a police station when an inspector rolls up, clearly looking to flex his authority. He's aggressive from the jump, ditching the rulebook to assert powers he simply doesn't have. But the best part is that Plodding Along doesn't bite, just calm, factual pushback that leaves the inspector scrambling. He doesn't close out the interaction or reach a resolution. He just gives up and drifts away.
The law. You're actually on privately run grounds, so it's a police station.
I see.
If you'd like to come to the public area...
Would that be privately run on the basis that it's publicly funded?
Yeah, but that's not relevant to the fact that it's public infrastructure.
It's highly relevant. Hold on. It's highly relevant.
You're trespassing on the police station.
Okay. Is trespass a civil or a legal matter? Is trespass a civil or a legal matter?
Do you have a request of the police?
Yes, answer the question. Is trespass a civil or police matter?
Do you have a request?
I'll answer the question for the benefit of my viewers.
I think what you're here to do is to ask silly questions.
It's a civil matter. It only becomes a police matter when it's aggravated trespass.
If you could
you do me one favour just to carry on with this consensual conversation? Provide me with three forms of address.
Provide you with three forms of address?
Identity, my apologies.
I think you are asking some irrelevant questions.
And I'll do it myself. Oh, look at your rank. Oh, dear me, you know better than that, sir.
I think you're asking questions which aren't relevant.
Here we are, on duty, covering identification.
I'm not going to do, because you don't...
Could you, for the benefit of the audience, say what those two diamonds represent in your rank?
What they represent is that I'm asking you...
The inspector kicks things off with the private property line, then tries to wave away the fact that the station is publicly funded because he knows that truth ruins his narrative. When that argument falls flat, he pivots to a trespass threat, which turns out to be a massive mistake. Plodding Along shuts that down immediately by reminding him that trespass is a civil matter, not a police issue. The hypocrisy really comes out, though, when it comes to the ID. He's out there throwing his weight around, demanding details, yet he's actively hiding his own badge. He wants the power to interrogate, but he's terrified of the accountability that comes with showing who he actually is.
Do you have a reason to be on
Right now I do.
Premises?
Right now I do. It's to identify you.
As we haven't met, I'm wondering why you're being so hostile.
Then introduce yourself.
Come to the public area.
If we played police bingo today, we've got hostile, private ground when it's public. A lot of people ticking boxes at the moment. It is cliche corner, isn't it? Stick within the bounds of the law. Identify yourself. You're in uniform. That's the second formal offer. You have the opportunity to redress your error.
Have a silly conversation.
For the third and final time before it goes on record.
Of an office building.
On the record, for the third and final time, will you identify yourself while you're in the course of your duty?
What I'm not going to do.
Yes or no?
Is I'm not going to give you permission to put
you're not identifying yourself. This is no longer a consensual conversation.
Onto the internet.
I will take it up with your superiors.
You don't have permission to put that video on the internet. You don't have my personal permission.
Tell me the law that precludes me from doing it.
You're not in a public place.
Tell me the law that precludes me from doing it.
I'm telling you that I'm not giving you personal permission to put any video onto the internet.
Don't need it.
But just so that you know.
Did you watch the Twin Towers come down?
That is relevant.
Did you watch the Twin Towers come down?
Goodness me.
Did you?
You're one of these. Okay.
Oh, one of these. Bingo time, boys. Here we go.
You're going to tell me that the police knocked the Twin Towers down or something like that?
No, don't be silly.
The moment the inspector realizes he's losing the argument, he plays the hostile card. Plodding Along hasn't changed his tone or raised his voice. He's just staying level. But that composure is a problem for someone who expects instant compliance. Then comes the real reach, the claim that he needs personal permission to put the footage online. That's not a rookie mistake. It's a bold-faced lie intended to manufacture authority where there isn't any. Officers don't get to veto what people record just because they don't like how they look on camera. When a senior officer starts rebranding a calm person as hostile and inventing rules about consent, it's not about keeping the peace. It's just a bruised ego trying to lash out because he's being exposed in real time.
Public place, so we can keep talking.
There we go.
At the moment, there's people who are...
Did your constabulary put these council painted lines down?
They have no relevance to public roads.
They're public. It's publicly funded.
No, this,
1972 Criminal Justice Act,
funded.
Section 33,
There are
implied
signs
rights
at
of
the front.
access,
There are signs at the front
which
that
I've
say
read
no-
and I've
no
recorded
public access
and
beyond this
narrated
point.
to, and I haven't
It
been
sounds
anywhere,
like you're an angry man.
anywhere
You're an
that I
angry
shouldn't
man
be.
who doesn't like public
Do you
services.
think personal insinuation is the way for a senior
this
officer
is-
to behave?
This is an observation. You seem to be very angry.
Angry?
You're here on a police station. You clearly don't like the police.
Would you be delighted
I'd
if
like
your
you to
Would you
come-
be delighted
I'd like
if
you
your
to
rights
come
were violated?
back into.
Would you be delighted? No, you
very
wouldn't.
argumentative, and it's
Oh,
far
that's a
less
crime, isn't it? What
happened to you with the
constitutes
police. Or you
authorisation?
have a
I'm asking
general
you now, as a
dislike
member of the
public
public.
services.
I work in a public
I
service.
think that you've got a general dislike of the police.
I work in the public service.
Okay.
The inspector effectively dismantles his own credibility the second he demands PA vacate private territory, conveniently ignoring the blatant council-laid double yellow lines that confirm they are standing on a public highway. Faced with PA's precise citation of Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972, the officer completely abandons the rulebook. Finding himself unable to counter the legal reality, he retreats into base name-calling, repeatedly labeling PA an angry man in a transparent bid to deflect attention from his own ignorance. It is a striking display of professional collapse. A senior official forced to discard his veneer of authority for petty emotional insults.
If people came to where you worked to start arguments with a hostility towards what you do,
They'd be allowed to film,
I
and I'd
think-
have to identify myself. Firstly, identify yourself as you're
the reason I'm
obligated
not
to
going
do. The reason
is
you're not going to because you're
here
acting.
with an axe to grind, and you don't like
Speculation overruled.
people
Speculation
here for public,
overruled.
to give you public service.
See how this will pan out in court. Speculation
This
overruled.
won't end up in court.
No, it won't, because your side will settle before it goes there.
You
To make a
have.
formal complaint about your lack of
Then
identification,
you're
I'll take
also-
it. I'll
you're
take it to the
also-
relevant
but
body.
I'm not in public.
I beg. You're on duty.
I'm always on duty.
Exactly, and you have to identify
So,
whether you're
no,
in plain clothes
I'm
or
not
not.
in a public place.
Yes, you are.
I'm not dealing with the public.
Remember, this
you
is-
are on private property. So what I'm
This
not going
debate
to do
we're
is
taking
give
up
you
by
a name
solicitors.
to put onto the internet for your angry website where you don't like public
Angry
services.
website. Classic. This
You
geezer, isn't he?
don't seem to have any questions. What do you want
I
from
have.
this interaction?
Who am I speaking with? You're now
You're
obligated
behind-
under
you're
two
behind a
rationales.
sign that says
Two
no
rationales. Your code of
unauthorised
ethics.
access.
Your code of ethics and your policies.
Please
You're on
tell me
duty.
about the code of ethics.
I think it's the other way around. You need to adhere
Well, you're
to.
giving
Look at
me
your
all the
senior.
facts.
Look at the ranking
You're
here.
giving me
Look
all
at the
the
rank.
facts. What would you like
Look at
to
the rank.
What would you like
And
to
this
talk
is how you
about? What would
behave.
you like to achieve?
They always say shit travels downwards, don't they? Eh?
Well,
The inspector's refusal to identify himself marks a complete collapse of his professional duty. Rather than acting with integrity, he hides behind the flimsy, irrelevant excuse that PA doesn't like public servants. As if a citizen's personal opinion could ever suspend an officer's legal obligations. When that fails, he desperately clings to the private property myth, seemingly convinced that geography serves as a loophole for accountability. PA rightfully highlighting that under the police code of ethics, identification is a non-negotiable requirement of the role. The inspector isn't just withholding his name. He's demonstrating that he views public transparency as optional, a dangerous stance that fundamentally undermines the very trust he is sworn to uphold.
sensitive site.
Sensitive. Put some soothing lotion on it then if it's sensitive.
So you're funny as well as interesting.
Brilliant, aren't
Every
I?
one of your viewers will find this fascinating. Just don't walk towards my staff because, unlike me, they're
Your
not
staff?
they're not used to people who dislike the police wandering round. Hello, hi. Do you have some identification? You do. If you could wear it when you walk around, that would be very useful.
This is a
don't
conversation
need
you're
to-
having from a man who refuses to identify, so just take note of the hypocrisy from a senior member of your staff.
If you have no reason to be here, then I'll
Just
ask you.
see
I'll
the rank
ask you to
hypocrisy
leave,
of your comment then.
because I'm going to challenge them if they don't have a reason to be here.
Yeah, you apply one rule to them and not to yourself.
Dislike for the police.
That's a.
I don't know why you dislike the
I'll
police.
tell you what that is. That could be
You're
construed
very
as slander
well, my observations, my personal opinion.
whilst on duty. You're not here to enforce personal opinions, you're here to enforce the law.
You
Thank you
seem
very
to
much
be-
for saying that on
you
camera.
seem to
Thank
be
you.
rather
Thank
angry.
you. Thank
Please
you.
don't
Thank
walk
you.
towards
Thank you.
where people are working.
And what happens if I do? Sorry, let me rephrase. What happens exactly when I do?
You're well aware that it's
Doing as we speak.
it's a complicated practice, isn't it? It's not.
Labeling the station a sensitive site is an act of desperation, a last-ditch narrative shift deployed only after every other argument has collapsed. If the location were truly restricted by high security protocols, standards apply across the board. Yet staff walk in and out without a shred of visible ID. The sensitivity only magically activates the moment a camera appears. PA exposes this hypocrisy effortlessly, pinpointing the reality that this isn't about security, but ego. The inspector has stopped pretending to uphold statute and is instead actively policing his own irritation. PA's critique hits the nail on the head. Legitimate police work is defined by strict enforceable law, not the shifting vibes or personal whims. Before we carry on, there's something I've been building over the past few months with
public access beyond this point. You know
No, it didn't. It said no unauthorised access.
You know full well why we have that. Because of the dangers that police officers face.
Here we go.
And because of the hostilities from people ranging from casual, camera-wielding, angry people who don't like society and have a problem with public services,
I work in
through
the public
to violent
service.
acts.
This is brilliant.
Through to violent acts.
Am I committing a violent act?
No, that's
Am
why
I
I said
intimidating
through.
you?
So that range.
Am I intimidating you?
If you'd like to be famous, I suggest you come up with some content that has a purpose, or ask a question that you think you might get an answer to.
You're less than Wayne Couzens.
Rants like this, citing.
You're less than Wayne Couzens.
Bits of information.
Less than Wayne Couzens. He identified.
Now, if a police officer is on duty in public, I'd expect them to identify themselves. I've had to cut
On
out
duty's the key.
because you've brought your angry rhetoric against public
On
service.
duty's the
These are
key.
people who work
On
here,
duty's the key.
Weaponizing the dangers of the job is a desperate pivot. Generic anxieties about risk are not a substitute for legal grounds, and PA shreds that narrative instantly by asking the only question that matters. What violent act have I committed? The ensuing silence is far more damning than any lecture on officer safety could ever be. The inspector is attempting to project his own fears, or perhaps just the ghosts of his past encounters, onto a compliant citizen to justify an unjustifiable interference. It's a classic cynical rhetorical shield. When the law provides no cover, he retreats into the vague emotional terrain of safety.
These officers may identify themselves because they're on duty. They're in uniform.
You're all in uniform.
No, you've come to my office.
So
I
what?
don't face the public.
You
and
are
I
now.
work in an area that none of the public
You're
have
facing
access.
a member of the public right now,
So
but you have
also
no
then
right to
move on
remove me.
No, I said that I'm not going to.
You have no right to.
Well, let's talk about it.
You've argued
In
trespass.
in a
Trespass.
public place.
Trespass is a civil matter.
It is.
If it's aggravated trespass, you're more than welcome.
You're standing in front of a building,
Said building.
which you don't have a right to stand in front
Standing.
of. And the moment you start
Untrue.
intimidating staff coming in and out
I'm not
of the main
intimidating
exit
anybody. That's
by
a
your
false
presence,
accusation. You're making a false
then
accusation
it
on
will become
record.
an aggravated trespass.
You're making a false
You're
accusation.
standing in front of the double security door
False
to some
accusation.
infrastructure which carries a risk and a
False
threat.
reporting is a
If
crime
those
under the
staff-
1967
if those
Criminal Act.
staff
You do
are
realise that, don't
intimidated
you?
by your presence, then you'll find yourself liable to be dealt with under aggravated trespass,
Yeah.
which is a criminal intent. So I'm going to leave you with the officers who are on duty.
You're going- for final
while you
time, you're
try
going
and
to-
intimidate my
Are you
staff with
trying
your
to-
angry
for the final
rhetoric, which
time?
we've heard so many times.
Then learn the
It's
lessons.
called conspiracy
Learn.
theories.
You're a nutbag.
And people are very
Are
enthusiastic
you going to
about
identify
it.
yourself, sir?
No, sir.
Accusing PA of intimidation is the inspector's desperate endgame, and it's a reckless, cynical play with absolutely no evidence of obstruction or aggression to point to. Just a citizen standing still with a camera. He pivots to the heavy artillery. Aggravated trespass. It's an attempt to rebrand lawful filming as criminal menace, ignoring the fact that the statute requires actual demonstrated disruption. By escalating to such a serious allegation without a shred of factual basis, he stops pretending to enforce the law and starts abusing it, desperately weaponizing the statutes.
If you
Well,
stand
that's-
out the front of this building, then you may be committing an aggravated trespass because through
Who's the injured party?
harassment and
Who's the injured party?
If you let me finish,
Who's the injured party?
If you let me
Who's
finish.
the injured party?
I will answer that question with words.
Member of staff.
If you'll
They're
let
on duty.
me-
They
if
cannot
you
be
let me-
harassed, alarmed,
if you
and
let
distressed.
me- If
No.
you let me,
We've played
if you
bingo
let me
before.
Stand out
And they're
the
on
front.
duty.
If you stand out the front, intimidating them to prevent them doing their lawful activity,
If-
coming to work,
if
then you'll
speculative.
find yourself liable.
Have I committed that offence?
You'll find yourself
Am I suspected of committing
You'll
that
find
offence?
yourself liable to
This
to
lawsuit's going
aggravated
up and up
trespass.
and up, isn't it?
I will wager you've never filed a lawsuit in anyone. I will wager.
And that's on record, folks.
I'll leave you with these officers.
Please don't
Go and
circle
enjoy
around,
your
sir.
YouTube channel. I hope your viewer likes watching it. Please leave the
Would
premises.
you like to identify yourself?
No, sir.
And that's his final word.
The inspector leans on the word may as a flimsy shield, using it to imply criminality while conveniently sidestepping the burden of proof. Plodding along ignores the performative bluster and goes straight for the structural integrity of the accusation. Who is the victim? What is the actual obstruction? Where is the harm? The silence that follows is deafening because these are questions with no answers. The inspector is attempting to conflate a staff member's mere annoyance with aggravated trespass, a charge that demands proof of deliberate disruptive intent, something he cannot substantiate. By forcing the issue, PA exposes the interaction for what it truly is, a fishing expedition entirely devoid of legal merit. The officer's inability to point to a concrete act renders his authority non-existent. His eventual unceremonious retreat back inside isn't just an exit. It is a total concession. In that moment of silent withdrawal, the facade finally cracks, revealing that the entire enforcement was nothing more than a bluff that crumbled the second it met the law. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, don't forget to check out Plodding Along. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. This was the Police Files, and I'll see you in the next.